So let's move on to our final topic, and let's talk about the World Pride Music Festival that's coming up. And look, when I first saw this, I'm like, okay, I'm actually here for this list of allies and homosexuals that's going to be performing at World Pride. And I find it really interesting because it's going to be in DC, knowing this full administration and what they trying to roll back all this stuff in regards, especially when it comes to trans people. I feel like this is going to be a good situation or, a great time to actually throw some politics into what's going on with the music. Because remember, Pride started out as a protest. So yeah, the lineup for World Pride 2025 in DC has arrived, and oh my gaga, is it gay? So there's Summer's World Pride Music Festival, a milestone 50th anniversary celebration scheduled to take place June 6th and 7th at Washington, D.C.'s, and this is the kicker, RFK Festival grounds. So hopefully we don't have that other embarrassment, RFK Jr. showing up, has zeroed in on its headliners. Now, global superstar Jennifer Lopez and Grammy-nominated Troye Sivan will front a lineup that will feature a roster of performers gracing 3 immersive stages across 2 days in genres ranging from pop, house, drag, EDM, techno, and more. What is the name of that festival that they have overseas with the homosexuals be at? And I think one of the who is it that's supposed to be there? Is it Jade Thirlwall is supposed to be performing? I'm like, we need one of those here. But I guess maybe Pride World Pride Music Fest is kind of our version of a queer music festival because I've always said that's something we need. The gays, we need our own version of Lollapalooza or Woodstock and that sort of thing, and give a lot of queer talent the opportunity to shine. And not only just, the EDM, techno, pop house, and drag artists, but also let's get some hip hop, let's get some queer rappers up in there. That should be performing up in here too. Because the gays, we don't only just like house music, although house is by ministry. So here's what Troye Sivan had told the Hollywood Reporter. He said, I'm so excited to perform at World Pride in DC. At a time when community is more important than ever, celebrating love and pride feels like a necessity. Pride is all about joy, resilience, and making unforgettable memories, and I'm excited to be part of this year's celebrations. Y'all need to get Adam Lambert up in there too. But I know he's busy with Broadway, but he should be done by the time June come around. So maybe they'll be able to add some more people up in here regarding this whole situation. But I do like the fact that we got Troye up in there. And this would be the also perfect time. I would feel like, because I know he's working on his follow-up to his recent album that came out. He's working on it with Leland, who's also going to be another one of the performers there. We'll get to the full list in a second. But with Leland also, he's collaborating with, they've been collaborating since the beginning of Troye's career. I say this is a perfect time for you to kind of drop some new music and give people a taste of what we can expect from your upcoming record. I also think since Jennifer Lopez is going to be a part of this tour, that she needs to get in the studio and start cooking up some new music too. And I'm talking about, girls, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Stop trying to be Ashanti. Stop trying to be Mary J. Blige. Stop trying to be Aretha. Yeah, I said Aretha on purpose. But go back to the bread and butter of this tour, which would be EDM, house, dance. Like, that is your ministry. You're a dancer with an okay voice. Stick to dance music, because that's what we want to see you do. Now, set to join Hannaford and Sivan are RuPaul, Paris Hilton, Tanashi, Kim Petras, Zed, Ray, Rita Ora, Grimes, Marina, Sophie Tucker, Galantis, Purple Disco Machine, Essel, Aluna, Enable England, Anne Louise, Betty Who, Coco and Breezy, Crush Club, Dombresky presents Disco Dom, Hala, Kalina Zanders, Karsten Solers, Leland and Friends, LP Giobbi, Matt Suave, Patrick Mason, Sasha Colby, Slater, Spencer Brown, Trisha Paytas, and Ty Sunderland. Trisha Paytas is a musician. I just thought she was just a big bitch that was just going around being annoying. So, for those of y'all who are curious, tickets will be available later this week. Now produced by Dreamland's Jake Resnick. Oh, I know who Jake Resnick is. World Pride Music Festival will represent a moment the world will remember, says Resnico. He added, with legendary artists in our global community coming together, we're creating an electrifying celebration that unites, uplifts, and amplifies LGBTQ plus voices like never before. Hosting this festival in our nation's capital makes it even more powerful. It's not just a party, it's a global movement. Now, his words carry extra weight considering the event will take place in D.C. during the current President Trump administration, which has moved swiftly in its attacks on the trans community and diversity, inclusion, and quality initiatives that negatively impact the LGBTQ plus community. Proceeds from the event will benefit the nonprofit Capital Pride Alliance and other local LGBTQ plus community organizations, ensuring the festival's impact extends beyond its 2 days of programming. Because, like I said, we got to help ourselves instead of, waiting for the government to give us a handout or help us out with whatever it is that we need. But as far as like the people that's a part of this, like a lot of these artists I listen to, I don't know. Well, I guess it's Paris Hilton DJing because this new album is trash, and I don't want to hear her performing no music. She can get up there and do a DJ set. I'd be fine with that. But it'd be interesting to see Mama Ru get up there and, girl, please give us more than the bare minimum that you be giving us when you be performing your songs on Drag Race. So you need to get up there and give a full-on show, shake your shimmy. Please be in drag because I know you're not gonna get up there and give us Pee Wee Herman teas and promoting your music. If they paying you good coins, get your ass up there in drags and give us a show, along with some of them dances that you be using when you be on, Drag Race performing your latest music from whatever album or EP or remix that you got coming out. Because she did release something where it was like some new songs, but also remixes of old cuts. And there was a couple of standouts. So, and I like Tanashi. I like Kim Petras. She definitely needs Kim Petras definitely needs like a moment back in the spotlight because I feel like y'all kind of slept on Feed the Beast. Even though Feed the Beast has some good songs on it, but the album really didn't do what it needed to be done. And she had her little tour, but I feel like doing a bigger event, she should have did smaller venues like Slater. See, Slater was smart. Slater, when she came to Brooklyn, she did Brooklyn Steel. And that's a small enough event. I mean, a spot. And that was perfect for her. That's why I actually saw Gold Frat back in the day. So yeah, the other people that I listen to in here, well, Rita Ora is Rita Ora. Zed is cute or whatever. Ray is cute. I like her music. I mean, I'm not really into Grimes. I try to get into her. She's a little too weird. And I'm not talking about FKA Twigs weird. I'm talking about she just out there with the buses don't run. Sophie Tucker, I like their latest album. Galantis, I like their stuff. Purple Disco Machine, I've had Purple Disco Machine on repeat. As of late, I work out to that stuff. Although their new album's kind of like it's more like it's like old school disco, but it's kind of like laid back and reserved. It's not as like it's not like that. It's a little pulled back a little bit. It feels a little retro. Essel, beginning of my life. Aluna, I live for her. Not really familiar with Annabelle England. Not familiar with Anne Louise. Betty Who was like, okay, I remember like Betty Who was performed at a lot of Pride events. She performs a lot in for my friend Dangan Ardicio whenever he has events and stuff going on in Fire Island. So Betty Who is well known. Coco and Breezy, not familiar. Crush Club, not familiar. Debreski, I am familiar with Debreski. Who else am I familiar with? I like Leland. And Sasha Colby, of course. She going to turn it. But is she going to be the only drag performer that's there? I also like Slater. I'm not really familiar with Trisha Paytas and all that other stuff. But yeah, so here is the full poster in case y'all were curious to see like all the artists who are going to be performing. But I do wonder if there's going to be any more drag performers outside of RuPaul and Sasha Colby. There has to be. But yeah, so your main headliners are pretty much Jennifer Lopez and Troye Sivan. You know Jennifer is going to turn it out when it comes to performances. Say what you want about her singing or lack thereof, but she is one of the hardest working women in the industry, and she definitely gives good shows. She is an entertainer. And I know we had something in the comments earlier. Somebody was like, why they ain't pick Shakira? Why Shakira not there? Because Shakira is on her world tour. She making that bigger coin. She's not doing a one-off situation like Jennifer. She's doing a world tour. And that's probably going to take over majority of 2024, possibly into 2025, possibly into 2026. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Are you looking forward to this World Pride Music Festival? Are you pleased with the artists that are going to be in the World Pride Music Festival? Whatever your thoughts are on this lineup, let me know in the comments down below.